entertainmentbuddha.com.
Looks like we're moving on to another new chapter.
Although just a handmaiden, she has Marjorie Tyrell's favour.
Hey, Mira.
And Lady Marjorie's betrothal to the king may be enough to keep the Boltons at bay, if it's presented to her as it should be.
So now we've moved on to a third character. We started with Garrett. And we moved on to Lord Ethan. And now we're with Mira, who's Ethan's sister. Hope everyone that's been here from the beginning is enjoying what they see. This is, again, if you haven't, or you're just checking into this part of the video, this is Matt Hayward from entertainmentbuddha.com, doing a playthrough of Game of Thrones from Telltale Games.
Ethan,
checking out the first episode here, Iron from Ice. Running on a PC, actually on an iMac that is boot camped with Windows 8.1. So I'm running on the PC side. Looks fantastic.
Father, much excitement here in King's Landing for the coming wedding. Lady Marjorie has proven to be quite popular throughout the city. I do wish you and Mother could come, although I know it would be impossible under the circumstances. I miss all of you, and I look forward to the day you can.
Throw on the Buddha hat here. Yeah, boy. Alright, what else do we have to check out in here?
It was very kind of Lady Marjorie to give this to me.
Oh, Buddha.
It once belonged to Lady Elena.
Weapon. These are the Kingston HyperX Cloud. Very comfortable headsets.
Asher sent me this coin.
Even though you
to
probably
remember
can't
him.
see it because it's pretty dark in here,
What a
but who
strange
cares?
place,
I just
Essos.
made it a teeny little square down there in the right corner. Looks a lot different than The Walking Dead and The Wolf Among Us, huh? Yes,
Wonders
yes
Made
it
by Man
does.
by Lomas Longstrider. A gift
You've been a
from
Telltale
Roderick.
Games fan for a while. Kind of looks like the Back to the Future series that came
I
out
hope
before
to
The
see them
Walking
all
Dead.
someday.
A little bit of realism, but still kind of an animated look.
King's Landing. I wonder if it's sunny at Ironrath today.
Yeah, you don't want to know what's going on at Ironrath, honey.
It troubles me to even ask this of you, but you must appeal to Lady Marjorie to intervene on our behalf.
She's just
She is
getting
our
the letter
best
now.
hope, and can be a powerful ally, especially now when your family so desperately needs her help.
Everything here?
Oh, sorry, milady. I didn't mean to disturb you. I can come back later if you'd like.
No,
Yeah,
it's
come
fine.
on in, slave
Come in.
boy.
Begging your pardon, milady, but you all right? If you don't mind my asking, you seem rather upset.
I'm just worried about my family.
Ah, letter from home, is it?
It's kind of you to ask.
Of course, milady. You've always been kind to me.
Please hurry if you can. Lady Marjorie will be here any minute.
Of course.
Slave boy.
You work for Lady Marjorie? I may be wrong, but it seems like you do.
I'm her handmaiden.
That's what I thought. I've seen you with her before.
The hell is a handmaiden,
You
by the
seem
way?
like good friends. I saw Lady Marjorie just this morning,
Glorified
outside the royal
servant,
sept,
something
talking
like
to Queen
that.
Cersei.
Somewhat
Cersei?
royal, somewhat lord-like, lady-like.
They appeared to be having some sort of disagreement. I couldn't hear much, but
What did they say?
I
Give
couldn't
it
make
up,
out
kid.
much, but I know they were talking about the Starks and House Forrester.
House Forrester.
I hope you're not in any kind of trouble. But I thought you ought to know. Most people don't tend to notice a cold boy. Not in King's Landing with so
Oh
many
boy,
lords and
you're
ladies.
slave boy.
You see and hear all sorts of things when people don't even know you're there.
Any of
Good
you
night,
guys
Max.
that ever had a beard out there, you know that this is like an addiction, so... Sorry if the beard rubbing gets annoying. It's just, it becomes literally, it's like a habit. Oh, it's Marjorie!
Lady Marjorie, you're early.
Hello!
I was hoping there would be time for us to talk.
Kind of looks like an alien.
Come,
Or
there's
a
something we must discuss.
Na'vi from Avatar.
From the day you arrived in Highgarden, I've thought of you more as a friend than as my handmaiden. A dear friend, in fact.
Thank you, my lady.
And you know how I feel about what's happened to your family. I feel your pain as if it were my own. What you've suffered is beyond imagining.
I should probably
And
turn
your
off those
whole
camera
family as
clicks.
You're very kind, my lady.
Of course, Mira, but you must not despair.
We'll keep him in there. Kind
We
of
will
adds a
get
little
through
character
this
to the
together.
video, don't you think?
You must understand there are limits to what I can say, especially here in King's Landing, now that I am to be queen. To have a handmaiden from the north whose family fought for Robb Stark. It raises questions at a time I can
Yeah, I'd
least
say
afford.
so.
Cersei herself cornered me this morning outside the royal sept. She mentioned the northern girl in my service, and she painted you a traitor. She was very pleased with herself.
I'm not a traitor.
Of course not. It's only an excuse to
Cersei's
torment you
always
and by extension,
scheming.
me.
Wait till
She
you see what
demands an
happens
audience.
next season.
She wants an apology of some sort, for what I don't know, but she's waiting for us now, and I promised I would bring you to her.
There's this chick
I
behind him.
wouldn't
She's
ask
kind of
this of you if
creepy.
it were not important. I cannot afford any
I wish I
conflict
could
with
talk with
Cersei
you
with the wedding
guys.
so near.
I cannot apologize, my lady. I'm not a traitor.
She's just
I know.
spying.
But you must find a way to appease her. Humor her. Tell her what she wants to hear.
No, not
See if the Queen Regent
Cersei.
is ready to receive us.
Slave girl.
You'll be fine. I know you will. You may feel one thing, but you must say another.
Good luck.
Ah, you're gonna need it. You don't want to deal with this salty little bee. Tyrion. Look at him.
You can do this.
Wow, it's a great looking shot there. It's beautiful the way the backgrounds are. Absolutely fantastic. Alright, let's roll up on these peeps.
Ah, Lady Marjorie. Aren't you looking lovely this evening?
Charmer as
Lord
always.
Tyrion. Your Grace? With your permission, allow me to introduce Lady Mira of House Forrester.
I will speak truly,
Stand tall,
Your
straight
Grace.
up.
I should hope so. Speak falsely, and it'll be worse for you.
House Forrester is a northern house loyal to the king.
Are they?
I beg your pardon, Your Grace.
I wasn't talking to you. I want to hear from the girl.
To get along
Is your family loyal to the
perfectly.
king?
Perhaps you should ask the new Lord Forrester.
He's not here, is he? She is. The girl can speak for her house.
Joffrey is the one true king, Your Grace.
And yet,
That's right, that little shithead's still alive.
for
at
centuries
this
the
point in
Forresters have
time.
been loyal bannermen to House Stark. A house of traitors.
Yes, Your Grace. They are traitors.
Sometimes you gotta give her
The
what she
Starks
wants.
were your liege lord, yet you name them traitors so easily.
Uh-oh.
I take it this is the kind of loyalty the king can expect from you. If you have any loyalty at all.
Damn it.
Is your house willing to swear fealty to your new liege lord, Roose Bolton?
He is the Warden of the North, Your Grace.
He is. And I the Queen Regent and Tyrion the Master of Coin.
The girl has a remarkable talent for answering questions while in fact saying nothing at all.
Hooty hooty hoo.
Old allegiances are not easily abandoned. But
I
now
actually
that
think
the
it
war
sounds
is
like
over,
they
we
got
must
all the
look
real
to rebuild
actors
and
to do the
forge new
voices here, too.
alliances. There are ships and shields to be built, and Joffrey will need a steady supply
old
of iron ore
Telltale.
for his armies. I'm told there are others who would happily serve that purpose, but I trust we can rely on House Forrester.
Forster Ironwood does seem rather unique.
Our talent is unrivaled, Your Grace. Forrester Ironwood is highly sought after in the Seven Kingdoms.
So I'm told.
For wood?
It would be a shame to see it fall into the hands of another house. I imagine you'd do almost anything to prevent that from happening, wouldn't you? Ask
trying
any
to set you
Lannister,
up.
and they'd do whatever was necessary to save Casterly Rock. It would be unfortunate to see another house lay claim to what's yours.
I won't dishonor myself, Your Grace.
I see.
What would you have the girl do, Cersei? It's not as if she fought beside the Starks, wielding a battle axe for the Northern Army.
It raises an interesting question, I suppose. Can we truly blame those who end up on the wrong side of the wall? Our dear Marjorie here was betrothed to Renly Baratheon on the false assumption that he would one day rule the Seven
Low
Kingdoms.
blow. Low blow.
Can we fault her for her mistake? Should she be held accountable?
She was just following her heart, Your Grace.
And the very same heart so quickly led her to my son.
If there's a point
Damn it,
to
I
this,
suck
I
at
hope
this.
you find it quickly.
Loyalty can be such a
Fudge.
hard thing to define. This city alone is filled with all sorts of ambitious opportunists looking to reinvent themselves, pretending to be something they're not.
Oh,
Who
I was
knows
just
what
kidding.
lurks within their hearts?
Marjorie's all good.
You are a girl from the north here in service to Lady Marjorie. One can only assume her interests are yours. Yet loyalty to a king, that must be absolute, beyond question. And if your loyalties were to become conflicted between your king and the very person whom you serve, what would you do then?
I'm sure she
Let the
would.
girl answer the question. Go on.
The king, of course.
Well said. I was beginning to worry you didn't have your priorities straight.
She is a threat to the crown, isn't she? The most dangerous handmaiden in all of King's Landing.
Oh, Tyrion, you're the best.
I'm not quite sure what to make of her. Not surprising, I suppose, for a northern
Who's
girl.
being a smart
But
ass?
not very encouraging either. I'd like a word with you, if I may.
Of course, Your Grace.
I'll walk you out.
Tyrion,
This
ever
may
the
come as a
gentleman.
surprise, but I met your father once, at the tourney at Lannisport. Even then he didn't trust Roose Bolton. We only spoke briefly, but your father struck me as an honorable man. You have my condolences for his loss. These would be trying times for your family, even under the best of circumstances.
Thank you,
Tyrion's a
Lord Tyrion.
good dude.
That's very
He's a
kind of you to
good
say.
dude.
That certainly took courage. To so publicly declare your loyalty to Joffrey for all to hear. Poor Lady Marjorie was humiliated, although Cersei seemed quite pleased. It was quite the first impression. I, of course, found it all highly entertaining.
I was trying to appease her.
I think that was clear to everyone. My sister and I have our differences. She takes great pleasure in her little charades. I take mine in thwarting them. We must find our amusements where we can. She threatened to give your ironwood to another house. It is the Master of Coin who decides such matters.
Thanks, bro.
The crown needs boats. Boats need wood, and I speak for the crown in this regard. Not
Help me
her.
out, bud.
You can help my family.
Bingo.
I suppose the crown could be persuaded to secure ironwood from House Forrester.
Yeah,
Lady
as good as
Marjorie
this
might
look, I'm
not
still
favorably
noticing
on such an
every
alliance,
now and then there's a
and
little
it
bit
would
of jitter.
infuriate Cersei. Although what would be amusing for
PC
me
games
might
really do
prove
look
rather
so much better
dangerous
than
for
the
you.
consoles, even
And your
PS4 and
house.
Xbox One.
Are you willing to risk that? It may be far too dangerous. In fact, forget I even suggested such a thing.
It's a risk I'm willing to take, Lord Tyrion. Please.
You are a brave girl, aren't you? I'll consider it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I promised Sansa I would join her for dinner tonight. 3 beautiful bottles of Dornish wine await my arrival. The mere thought of them makes me thirsty already.
Good night, Lord Tyrion.
Just be careful. This is not the North. King's Landing can be a nest of vipers to the uninitiated.
Oi, oi.
Mira, I was worried. How was it? Cersei has a way of looking at you as though you're nothing. It's more than a little intimidating.
It didn't go very well.
I'm sorry. Cersei is known for being rather difficult. But at least it's over now. Lady Marjorie has spent the entire day working on seating arrangements for the wedding.
Oh,
Of course,
so
you and I
tough.
are seated way at the back, here with the 4th cousins and the 9th-born sons. Ah, Sir Jamie. I wouldn't mind tarnishing that white cloak of his.
Sarah!
What? It's true. And Oberyn Martell, the Red Viper. I'm told he has a paramour, which I doubt is Dornish for wife,
He is quite handsome.
and quite passionate, from what I've heard. Perhaps Lady Marjorie
Oh,
can lead the right
Oberyn.
introductions.
You got
Who knows?
too
We
damn
might meet our
cocky.
future husbands. Although, marrying a king, I can only imagine what that would be like. Would you marry Joffrey if it meant you'd become queen? He does have a certain look about him, and he's always treated Lady Marjorie well, which is more than you can say for his mother.
I'd be willing to marry, but not Joffrey.
Well, I would marry him. Imagine the power you would
Oh,
have
you
as
slut.
Queen of the 7 Kingdoms. I might even allow you to be my handmaiden. Let's see, who else should we marry off? Brienne of Tarth and Tyrion Lannister. What a perfect match!
Oh, awful.
Sir Bronn and...
What are you doing?
Sir Bronn.
Well,
I'm sorry, my lady.
As am I. We shouldn't have been messing about.
this is not a game. It's a battle plan. Allies and enemies can be made with every move.
See?
Yet they
Marjorie's
say it is
no
men
dummy.
who are powerful. The Queen was pleased by your display, Mira. I'm just glad
Oh.
it's over.
It worked out after all.
King's Landing can be exhausting sometimes. There's always someone to please or some perceived slight to smooth over. I fear it will only get worse when I am queen.
Once they know your true heart, the lords and ladies will have no choice but to love you.
Do you agree?
Once you are queen, the lords and ladies will do their best to please you.
You learn very quickly. Your words
bet,
to
babe.
Cersei were brave, but I know you must fear what the Boltons might do to your family. I do appreciate your willingness to appease her, as difficult as it may have been.
Thank you, my lady. There's been something on my mind. Something important.
Go
I
for
did
it.
have a favor to ask of you in return.
Whatever you wish to say, you can say it in front of Sarah. There are no secrets between us.
Yeah, you know that's gonna come back and
It's
bite you in the
about my
ass.
family.
Sarah,
trust
the
her.
sellout.
I prefer to speak
Yeah,
with you
sorry,
alone.
Sarah, I just don't trust you. Sure, you'll remember that. Yep.
Go on. Ask.
Forgive me, my lady. I wouldn't otherwise ask this of you, but my mother insisted. It's about my family.
Ramsay Snow. What would you have me do?
My mother fears our family will suffer if Ramsay is left to do as he likes. She thought, if a raven could be sent to the Boltons to let them know House Forrester has the protection of the crown. I know it's a lot to ask of you, and I wouldn't otherwise, but she insisted.
Gotta do what you gotta do, babe.
That is no small request, especially now.
I know, my lady, and I wouldn't ask this of you otherwise. But my mother has left me no choice. She insisted.
Joffrey knows only too well your family fought for the Starks, and now you would have me ask him to intervene. Is the situation that dire? Joffrey will not look favorably on such a request.
It is that dire, my lady. I fear for my family's safety.
I don't know, Mira. If Cersei were to find out...
Don't let the Queen bully you. You have power over him, Lady Marjorie, as no one else
So
does.
Mira is the toughness
even his
behind
mother.
Marjorie, huh?
Ramsay Snow will arrive at Ironrath within the week. I would never ask this of you if it weren't so urgent.
Very well. I'll make your request,
Oh, thanks,
but I cannot
Marge.
promise anything.
Thank you, my lady. I will send a raven to my family at once.
No. Oh.
EntertainmentBuddha.com